Lego Marvel has given us some incredible superhero experiences, from cinematic retellings to multiverse styled chaos, but to one absolutely iconic original story that still holds up to this day. But not every Lego Marvel game hits the same. Today, I'm ranking every Lego Marvel superhero game from worst to best, based purely on the story, their character roster, and the open world. Let's start at the bottom of the list. In spot number 3, I have Lego Marvel Avengers. Now, let me be clear here, this is not a bad game. In fact, mechanically, it's actually a step up from the original Lego Marvel superheroes. The open world is more refined, traversal feels smoother with the ability to speed web swing, walk up walls, and have the Hulk movement a lot more enhanced as well. The character selection also feels massive and incredibly fun. The open world is Manhattan, similar to Marvel superheroes, but in more of a sunset-esque vibe, with hub worlds like Washington DC, Malibu, Sokovia, and much more. But the problem is the story. It's a retell of the MCU, more so the Avengers 1 and Age of Ultron movies, as well as parts of Phase 2. While it's cool seeing those moments in Lego form, it lacked originality. It doesn't feel like a bold comic-inspired story like the other two on this list are. It feels like a replayable movie recap, and that's honestly probably what it was supposed to be. If this game had created its own original Marvel storyline, instead of adapting it into the films, and was, let's say, made as a Lego Marvel Superheroes 2 with its own original story, I think it would have been way more better. I think it would have also ranked much higher on this list. It has great mechanics, a strong roster, a solid open world with those hub worlds, but creatively safe. And that's why it lands in spot number 3. Now, in spot number 2, I have Lego Marvel Superheroes 2. Now, this one improves on the Avengers in some ways. The character roster is iconic, with variants of different heroes, having Captain Carter as a playable character, having characters from 2099 and the Noir universe merged into the roster is absolutely amazing. Having the Chronopolis concept was a brilliant idea, and the world made of different Marvel timelines smashed together was crazy, with medieval areas, futuristic zones, Noir Manhattan, different eras. Well, it's just amazing. On paper, though, it's incredible. But in execution, the open world feels fragmented. It doesn't feel cohesive like Manhattan in the original. And then there's the bigger issue. There's no iconic characters. Now, I know what you mean. There's Spider-Man, there's Dr. Octopus. What are you talking about? There's Daredevil in the game. Well, there's no X-Men. There's no Fantastic Four. They shied away from those characters in this one, and I think due to rights to the characters at this point in time when this game released. But that absence hurt, and it hurt the characters, and I believe it also hurt the story. Another thing I didn't like about this game was most of the characters weren't designed by their comic counterparts. It was mainly inspired by their movie outfits, like the Guardians of the Galaxy, Iron Man's suit, Spider-Man's suit, having the Hulk wear the Ragnarok outfit. Now, he did have a classic Hulk look towards the end of the game, but it had more MCU inspired, similar to the Marvel Avengers game. Those teams were also very core to the game as well. Not having the X-Men and Fantastic Four felt like it could have been a core story if they had them in it. Now, the story itself, it's decent, to say the least. Kang is a strong villain choice, but he wasn't executed well. It lacks the emotional weight that the first one did. It's fun, it's ambition, and it's good, but it feels a step away. It feels like a step up from the Avengers, but a step away from a peak story, and a step down from the original. Which brings us to spot number 1, which is the original Lego Marvel Superheroes. This is the gold standard. An original Marvel story, Loki manipulating events, Doctor Doom scheming was wild, and then Galactus looming as a world-ending threat throughout the story was absolutely insane and iconic. This wasn't a movie retell, this was a classic Marvel storytelling. The character roster was legendary, with the Avengers, the X-Men, the Fantastic Four, Deadpool, absolutely amazing classic comic book characters everywhere. Characters like the Leader, the Wizard, Silver Samurai, Silver Surfer. Having those iconic characters was amazing to see in the story. But also the team-ups, having Captain America with Mr. Fantastic, Hulk and Wolverine, Iron Man and Spider-Man in a few missions. It felt like a love letter to Marvel Comics. And that Galactus final boss fight is still one of the most iconic moments in LEGO gaming. Swinging through Manhattan as Spider-Man, flying as Iron Man, and smashing around with the Hulk felt unbelievable. Collecting Stan Lee, gold bricks and red bricks to unlock Deadpool and Deadpool's missions as well was absolutely iconic, and the game was kind of addictive. Even without the advanced mechanics of the Avengers or the experimental ideas of Superheroes 2, it nailed the most important thing: heart. It felt like Marvel, and that's why it remains the greatest LEGO Marvel game ever made, and why it's on spot number 1 on my list. And that's my ranking. Now I want to hear from you guys. Is LEGO Marvel Superheroes still number 1 for you? Or do you think Superheroes 2 deserves that spot? Let me know down in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this, I'll be ranking every LEGO DC game next.